This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield and his better half, Marnie Winfield. Oh, you gonna ready to mix them in?
We're gonna do the podcast.
Oh, okay.
Let's just
Marnie
start.
don't get mad at you, is she?
No. Mad herself, I don't know. All right, let's see if this is good. Sounds good to me. It's the 13th of May, the year is 2021. My name is Corey Winfield.
My name is Marnie Winfield.
This is the 217 Recovery Podcast, where Marnie and I, we share our experiences and strength and hope and inspiration and bad crap that happened to us, and we wrap it up and we talk about it so that you can listen and go, man, at least that didn't happen to me today.
Or I'm not alone.
Yeah, and some days you're like, well, their day was better than mine. But that's just how it goes, man. It's like 476th episode. So we've been going at it for a hot minute. Marnie, you've been going at it for over a year now. Does it feel like that?
That's true. It has been that long.
I mean, deduct a few episodes that you missed, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting there.
I try to be pretty consistent.
Yeah, it's all you can really hope for. You know? But no, I'm proud of that you're doing it today. Like right now we're recording it. It's record time, I think, 7:18 p.m.
Yeah.
is when we're laying this baby down. And usually you have to take a nap and you have to wake. I don't know how you do that, but then you have to wake up and you come do the podcast. But
Why are you putting me on blast right now?
because I'm proud of you, because we're actually doing it early when nobody's falling asleep and people can actually listen tonight. And
Yeah, that's true.
it's good times. Now today though, it's crazy for me. Like my emotions are all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was quite the day. I'm not even sure where I want to start.
Start at the beginning.
Okay. So when I woke up, my wife hated me. No. Just kidding. No, I came in and I started getting asked if I could do rides, and I was like, well, like, here's the thing. We have planned a trip to go see my family and to see some friends, and actually I'm going to see a guy this weekend, and I want to get him to tell a story on the podcast. So that'll be a great episode. So we're going to go downstate, this weekend, and I'm pretty pumped about that. And then, sure as shit, once you make them plans, people want to change them. Mm-hmm. It's the devil. It's Satan. And so it's like, hey, can you take this guy? But I'm like, oh my God. Like, I don't know, man. Like, no, I want to say no, but at the same time, I'm like, well, that's what we do. And I started thinking about it, and then, I asked what was going on, and this was that, and I was like, okay, well, does he have to leave tomorrow? Because sometimes if you go to treatment, you're only funded for so many days. And when you come up on that day, they want you to leave, just like a hotel would almost. Obviously, I'm not saying it's a hotel, but I'm just saying,
Right.
when your funding's up, you gots to go. So that was kind of my question. Like, is he like wanting to go, or does he gots to go? And it was more of he wants to go. And I was like, oh, well, I wants to go downstate to see my family too. So, my mom and other people have been telling me that I need to do a better job of saying no sometimes. So I started thinking about it, and I was like, this is going to throw off my plans that have been already set, and sometimes you have to be a little selfish. And then I started reading into the story that he was saying, because everybody has a story of why they want to leave treatment early, and it wasn't really even checking out. So I'm like, now I'm like trying to justify my no. Like, I can't just say no.
And be done with it?
I have plans. Yeah. It's then I have to justify it to myself because I felt so bad for saying no. So before I actually gave the official no, I'm like, well, let me check and see here, do some investigative work. And then, I'm like, okay, cool. Well, now I feel better about it. And then, so right as I start feeling better about that, boom, a ride we did on April 2nd for a person that we busted out of jail. Oh, yeah, busted him out of jail. But it was told to me, like, hey, Northern Michigan Regional Entity, they okayed this trip, for you to take them and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, we work with them, not a big deal. It's something that's very common for us, and I would love to get someone out of jail and take them to a treatment place. I think that that's a better solution for somebody who's suffering from addiction. So, okay. So I go do that. And like I said, that was April 2nd. And a lot of it's not their fault. I didn't see an email a long time ago, and I was like, oh, yeah, sorry about that. They had a question about the billing. So I was like, oh, okay, sorry. But so anyway, so they're like, oh, hey, they're not going to cover a part of this invoice. And I was like, what? It's like Like, okay, I'm confused. We've done like hundreds of trips now. Like, why are they now not? I'm so confused. So then I start getting mad. And I start getting frustrated, and I want to like lash out to everybody in the world and just rah. And I didn't. I thought about it. I wanted to. Oh, I pulled up the email and started typing in names, and I thought no. And I thought, well, let me call my friend Gail at Sunrise, because that's a treatment center in Northern Michigan, and they do stuff with us a lot too. And I was like, well, this is never a problem with anybody else, like what's going on? So I'm calling her to see if there's like some code, because someone told me there was a special billing code, which I don't know. Apparently there's not, but there is, but there's not. And so I'm going back and forth with that. And then I get another, hey, can you take another person to? No, I can't do it. I can't. So I in a matter of hours, I just was like overwhelmed. I was angry. I was trying to justify why I can't just say no to somebody and move on, but those are like the first trips I really said no to. So for me, it was kind of like a big deal. And trust me, I thought about, well, if I left here at like 5:30 in the morning, could take him. It's a 5-hour trip, and then we still got to drive 3 hours downstate. That's a long day, man.
And then you'd be miserable when you're there. And I struggle with that too. I really do, with the saying no thing, because especially, that's what, like you were saying, that's what we do. That's what we're, for, is 217, is to do rides in that capacity. And these people do need it. And there is time sensitivity with a lot of it as well. We don't have the luxury right now today of having multiple drivers that could be available. And I get presented with this, like with my work, and I'm thinking to myself, like, we have our own lives too. Our work means a lot to us. So sometimes we feel like, we're willing to be flexible and, because it's important to us to help others. But at the same time, we need to worry about ourselves as well and our own self-care. And part of that is our happiness. And, we make these plans because it's important for us to be with family. And, we've made a lot of sacrifices in our world for our work on a daily basis. And so it needs to be our time. And if you actually just like say that out loud to people, they're going to understand. They have their own lives too, but they're just used to, this is what we need and this is when we need it. And we're supposed to be able to cater to that. And we can't always do that, and we have to stay firm and stuff like that and just say, actually, I have other arrangements already. I have other commitments that I need to follow through with on, my own thing. Because we promised your mom and your family that we were going to be there. So that, we can't back out on that. That's a commitment we made. So, on that note, that's kind of why I don't, but I did the same. I do the exact same thing. I'm like, well, if I can figure out, if I'm there this time, then we can squeeze it in.
A little bit later, but then I'll be putting myself in the situation that I don't want to be in. I kind of want to get up and pack up and go. I don't want to run across the state of Michigan and then come all the way back and then go all the way down.
And then you're going to be all when you're there.
Yeah, and Sunday we got to leave anyway, and then I got to go up to the UP by Canada anyway on Sunday, and then Monday, it's already, I don't know, it was interesting how I was trying to justify one, and then I was trying to justify, well, I could still do it, and then even though I made the commitments to my family, they'd understand if I was a little late because I'm saving the world.
Yeah.
Not really, it's those times where you have to be not selfish, but selfish, be good to yourself.
Exactly.
And we made these plans to go downstate, and my nephew's birthday party's tomorrow. So it'll be fun.
I think it'll be good.
I've already lined up dinner with a friend and another guy. Like I said, I want to tell a story, and it's already set up, man. Like,
I think it's gonna be great. Yeah, and at the end of the day, it's not gonna be phased. It's not gonna be phased by this. It's not like we're gonna make or break anything with, saying no.
Right.
And you have to figure out alternative situation.
And then the whole NMRE thing, I'm like, well, what's going on here, And I'm like, why would, I'm all confused. And I'm pretty sure it was a billing thing. Like, I don't think things were entered incorrectly, maybe.
Probably.
Which, that was the first time we had taken anybody to this other treatment center. So, I'm not mad at them at all. I told them, I was like, look, we get people donate money to us, and we'll just use that to cover whatever's not, and we'll learn and we'll move on for next time, and not a big deal.
Right.
But I wasn't a jerk about it, and I told her, her name was Nancy. I told her I really appreciated her time and her even taking the time and spending any effort at all on it. She could have been like, whatever. But she was really super nice, super cool, and I really do appreciate the fact that she did take the extra time to talk to me today and email back and forth about what was going on with it, and I really do appreciate that. And we appreciate people that donate to us as well. So and that's what it kind of goes for,
Absolutely.
It's helping people out. And
yeah,
I mean, when we first started, it was all coming out of my pocket.
Right. So, but at least you got it semi-resolved, and we still have our plans going. So
yeah, and I'm not mad at nobody, and
there you go.
It's what it is. And but at first I was like, what? Why did they change? And you start thinking about it logically. Like, hold on. See, and that's one of those moments again where I'm going to look back and go, I'm so glad I didn't react. Because my first instinct was, well, I need to reach out to so-and-so. And the old me would have done that. But the more practice you get at not reacting and just start to, see, my mom will still tell you this, and then she'll tell you a story. Well, wow, this can backfire too. Start typing it, but never send it. And then my mom obviously hit send one time. Did you hear that story?
I did.
Oh, I have to have her tell that on the podcast. Yeah. But anyway, I start typing it, and I'm like, no, I'm not sending that. And because I don't if you don't really know what's going on, and that's why I called Gail and I was like, Gail, what's going on? I had her call me, and of course she did because she likes me. She thinks I'm pretty cool. Plus, I gave her a hat. That's all I need to do. I give people a hat, and then they feel like they're into me for something. Like, oh gosh, what do I owe Corey now? He needs another favor. But Gail's really nice over at Sunrise, so always kind of hard. I told her, I was like, Gail, you're my point person. I was like, you're my go-to. I was like, even if you have nothing to do with the situation or even what I'm asking about, I'm going to you for it. Here's a hat.
Yep. There you go.
Wait till I get her a shirt, and she's like, oh my god, no.
Yeah.
Just gives it back. But yeah, it was good though. It was good though. Not me. To actually look back and go, man, I'm so glad I didn't react. And for me to even feel like, oh, like somebody's wronging me, it was kind of silly too. And it wasn't for very long, before I started putting two and two together and processing it in my mind. Like, okay, well, what's really happening here? Like, how come this has never happened before? What's the common denominator here? Okay, well, let's see. What did you do? How did it? Okay, I see now. And
yeah.
And, not a big deal. Not a big deal at all.
Yeah.
And like I said, I appreciate the time. So I'm also getting pretty excited. Fantasy football. I don't know if you saw the NFL schedule came out. You probably missed it, and you were so busy.
I didn't see it.
I'm surprised you didn't have an alert set on your phone.
I think I did have an alert set on my phone, but I was in Pyramid Point. So I didn't get service.
Okay, well, this was yesterday, so.
Oh.
Yeah. But no, September 9th, the first game, Cowboys and Tampa Bay, the Super Bowl champs. The Cowboys get to go to Tampa and get beaten. Or will Dak come back and save them? I don't know. It's going to be an interesting fantasy football year. Of course, if you've never played fantasy football before, maybe this is what you need. I'm telling you, it is so much fun. You will look at football differently. And you don't have to be a Lions fan. You know, if people are in Michigan listening, they're like, oh, I want to join the league. Yeah, I don't know how or when we're going to be opening up spots, but just keep listening and details will be coming soon. And we'll talk about prizes and awards and stuff like that. Now, there will be a buy-in this year as well, which if you work at, say, Dick's Dairy Queen, you can say, hey, Dick, can you give me $50? I'll call the team Dick's Dairy Queen. You can do it that way. You know, to get sponsors for your fantasy team, I don't care what you do. You know, do what you got to do. But the winner will get a payout, and then, you know, we'll work on some other prizes as well. I'm thinking a trophy. Like, what if we called it the Meyer Fantasy Football Trophy, Sober Trophy?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We'll call
Reaching
it
out to Meyer.
Dick's Dairy House or whatever I said. Mm-hmm. Or we can reach out to Meyer, probably more, because I'm just making dicks up.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, you know, that's what I'm saying is we could find different prizes from people that are probably more apt to give to us this year because we've been around a little bit longer. And I know at Meyer, they donated to us. And I'm making this awesome sponsor page, which details on that. Well, you'll see it soon, actually, at 217recovery.com.
Good.
But yeah, that's what Meyer was like. Yeah, you came around last year and asked us for some stuff. We were just like, well, who are these people? And they're like, but we've heard of you and we've seen your stuff and blah, blah, blah. So,
that's exciting.
Yeah. And Meyer, that was really exciting because I was kind of feeling down. I was like, how is Meyer not? Like, they should support recovery because they're a big company, you know? We talked about it before. Like, you know, in big companies, you have more people, you have more problems. And, you know, substance use disorder does not discriminate. There we go. Thank you. Yeah, it doesn't discriminate. So, you know, for sure I thought they'd be on board. But they are. And they support what we do and helping people in recovery. So,
yeah.
Meyer and Speedway, big props. Mm-hmm. People that we have ties to and do things with and stuff will be on that. It's a wall that I'm making, like an art wall.
It's very cool.
It is. But that way, you know, you can check it out from time to time. And there'll be links on there as well. But
the app is awesome. Mm-hmm. So if you don't have the app, get it. Just go to the App Store.
Yep. App Store, Google Play, wherever you get your apps from. Just type in 217 Recovery. Mm-hmm. And we have the 24 hours a day, the 3 readings that go along with that, daily reflections, right there on your app.
Right, available.
Or on our app.
Yep. Just click away.
Click of a button. I'm going to get a sober clock. That'll be my next thing I want to work on. But first I got to upload more of the old episodes from past years. Mm-hmm. I get to crack-a-lacking on that, but that takes a little bit of time. So
yeah.
But it was great that we got it in the podcast early and people can listen to it. And thank you for coming to do the show with me today. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody, for listening.
Thanks for listening. Like Marty said, get the app. And if you need resources, more information, you want to win a T-shirt, 217recovery.com for all those things.
Thanks, everybody.
Thursday night shout-out with 217 Recovery.
Shout out to Dave. Shout out to everyone listening in Virginia. Appreciate that. Everyone in St. Louis and the surrounding area. We appreciate that. St. Ignace, thanks for listening. Also, Sault Ste. Marie. A lot of listens lately. We appreciate it. And Idaho. I can't remember the city, but a lot of people were listening in Idaho, so big props. Also to my man Kevin, to Charles, to Greg, to Bridget, to Andy, to my man Jason V, and Mary, and Kenny. And I think that, we left off a few hundred people probably, but you know what? It's hard when you're put under pressure to do Shout Out Thursday to come up with them. But we do appreciate it, though. So there's your shout-outs.
Thanks for listening to the 217 Recovery Podcast. For more episodes plus bonus features, download the 217 Recovery app.